Hey homeboys and homegirls. I am the famous rapper from the 1980s, Ice Cream. You may have heard of my hit single, Yo Yo Yo, Ice Cream for Ice Cream? That doesn't ring a bell? How about Vanilla Ice Cream Baby? Still not helping you? Okay, how about my biggest hit, You Can't Melt This? Well, I guess that I was almost a famous rapper in the 1980s. Since my rapping career didn't exactly explode, I started studying all about the Roman Empire. Mr. Hunt has asked me to help him out a little bit and show you some really cool stuff that I have learned. You know, Mr. Hunt is unbelievable. He could have been an awesome rapper himself, but he loves teaching you 7th graders all about world history. You dope fools are so lucky, yo. Okay homies, before you watch the video that hippity hop Mr. Hunt found for you, I want you to think about why roads are so important today. What would life be like without roads? Write a short paragraph to answer both of these questions. Yo yo yo, let's watch the movie now.
While Rome's culture was consolidating, the influence the city had over its neighbors began to grow. By the 4th century BC, Rome controlled most of central Italy, and its engineers were called on to develop a transportation infrastructure that would connect the expanding empire.
In antiquity, there were basically 2 modes of transportation. There was transportation through the countryside, either on horseback, but probably walking or in carts, or that there was travel by ship. The roads, as we understand them today, basically didn't exist before the Roman Empire.
That all changed in 312 BC, when the Via Appia was built. Rome's first national highway stretched 132 miles from the capital to its southern province of Campania. To plot the straightest and fastest route down the coast, Roman engineers used a specialized surveying instrument.
The Romans relied on the tool called a groma, which was a vertical pole that stood in the ground with a cross on the top, and you could sight along this cross to line up 2 points in a straight line. The big difference with Roman roads and modern roads is that the Romans couldn't survey a corner, so they were all dead straight, and then they would turn a sharp angle and then go dead straight in another direction. The challenge, of course, with building a dead straight road in any direction is that you come to hills and valleys and you have to cross them. So if they had to, then they would cut through the mountains in order to take the road straight through.
Once the ideal path was cleared, a broad trench was dug and filled in with sand and boulders to form a solid foundation. Next went a layer of gravel compacted with clay or mortar. The top surface was a layer of thick paving stones angled to allow the water to drain off to the side.
The roads were incredibly intimidating. You could look at a road and say, I wonder how long it takes to get a couple of legions, 10,000 guys down this road, right into my backyard. I think I'll think twice about starting any nonsense with Rome.
By the time of Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Rome controlled most of Western Europe and North Africa. It had defeated Carthage a century earlier, making it the Mediterranean world's lone superpower.
Yo. Awesome, homeboys. That video was totally dope. Now I want you to write down one more thing. Write down these questions. What was Rome's secret weapon for building their empire? What made the Roman invention better and why did it matter? Let's watch the next part and find those answers, you crazy fools.
Caesar's eventual successor was his great-nephew Octavian, who was renamed Augustus and crowned Rome's first imperator, or emperor. Under Augustus, the Roman road network expanded to reach the farthest corners of the empire. And with the highways paved, it was time to build new destinations.
Under Augustus, we can see popping up everywhere Roman-style cities equipped with a forum, with a theater, with an amphitheater, with a basilica, and all of the other markers of what made a Roman city.
To the recently conquered natives of the provinces, the new cities were a powerful endorsement of the Roman way of life.
People would flock to the new cities, these urban centers, which were symbols of civilization, a higher standard of living, incredible jobs. That's where the money resided, and people would go, as today, will go where the jobs are. And ultimately, the people in these conquered nations would really embrace these Roman ideas.
The Roman city itself was the greatest image-creating device, I believe, that the Romans had. And those cities survive today. London, Bonn, Paris are all testaments to Rome's expansion of its culture through its cities.
Rome's engineers had a secret weapon that enabled them to build bigger, stronger, and faster than anyone else. Waterproof concrete, mixed with a volcanic sand called pozzolana.
Early concretes were just a simple lime-mortar mix, which, although they would set, weren't very strong, and indeed the particles in the early concrete could easily break apart. But in Roman concrete, the pozzolan sand reacted with the lime, and it makes a concrete quite like a modern concrete, much, much stronger.
They realized pretty early on that by using this substance that they could build literally underwater, an extraordinary invention, which would allow them then to create enormous piers literally within the water itself, revolutionizing travel. That is, bridges could be built that would be permanent bridges rather than wooden bridges.
During the age of Augustus, this concrete solidified Rome's chokehold on Western Europe, allowing Roman builders to dominate the landscape with massive man-made monoliths. One in particular would revolutionize daily life in Rome for centuries to come.
Yo, that is it for me. I hope that you learned something cool about history. Check me out on YouTube. Peace. I am out.